good afternoon. It's Friday, January 13th, and welcome to Everyday Talk 24/7. We're going to continue our discussion today in Psalm 2. Last night we looked at how the Psalm describes for us that the leaders of this world, the leaders of our culture, whether it be in the educational realm, the governmental realm, whether we're looking at science, psychology, whatever it is, if they are not committed to honoring Jesus Christ, the Lord of the world, the Lord of the universe, then they are committed to breaking off his controls and constraints. This is what verses 2 and 3 tell us. The kings of earth take their stand, and the rulers gather together against the Lord and against his anointed one. That's God the Father and his Son. Let us break their chains, they say, and throw off their cords, their fetters that bind us. They think that God has captured us, bound us up, kept us from true freedom, kept us from true happiness. And as we looked at last night, the more we have bought into this lie that God is our enemy and keeping us from true freedom, the more discouraged we have become as a country, as a culture, as a civilization. It's not working out very well for us. So they issue this challenge to God. They say, we're going to throw off his chains and break them away. And then verses 4 through 9 in the Psalm establish who Jesus is. He's been enthroned by God. He is given the throne of earth, of the universe, by his Father. And God has made him to be the one that everyone must give an account to him. Day of reckoning. So they got 4 to 9, that little interjection of just who God is that they're trying to get rid of. But then verse 10 is a response to verse 3, where it says, let's break their chains. Here's the response of God to them. Therefore, you kings, you leaders, you people who despise me, be wise, be warned, you rulers of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, that is, show allegiance to him, lest he be angry with you as you be destroyed in your way, because his anger can flare up in a moment. What's being said here is that God will not allow his name to be mocked and tarnished and ignored. 2 Peter chapter 3 gives us a little bit of insight here. We should not mistake God's slowness in what we think is slowness. In other words, somebody says something bad, they do something awful, and the lightning bolt doesn't come immediately. Therefore, hey, God's not involved in this. What this passage is saying is that God has a purpose in mind. He's going to carry it out. And he gives a warning. Because God's anger can be demonstrated at any time. God is the one who is in charge. This is his response to the rulers. So while we may be mocking him, while we may be ignoring him, where we think that we don't need to teach about him in school, while we think that we might be able to have morals without God, that we can practice marriage, love, sex without him, that we can govern without him, that we can have our daily food without him, that we can have relationships without him. God is saying, you rulers, be wise, be warned, serve the Lord with fear, for the great God that he is, and rejoice with trembling. In other words, we need to be glad that God is in control. We need to be glad that he's going to care for us. Our hearts need to be well up in gratitude and joy that this world is not happenstance. This world is not random. All the mess we see going on around us is not something that's out of control. God has a purpose to bring people to come to know him. And that's all he's about. That's what this psalm is telling us. People may mock God. When Psalm 2 is saying, go ahead, but be wise. Kiss the Son. That is, bow down to the Son. Show him allegiance. Honor him. And if you do, blessed are all those who take refuge in him. Let this give you an anchor in a day when everything appears to be anti-God and challenging God. Let this be your anchor. None of this is random. God is going to do what's necessary to bring about people who will come to him and honor him. And that's the thought for this day. Check us out, everydaytalk247.com. Please, love your questions and feedback. It really means so much. If you have questions about what I've said today or on Psalm 2, just please interact with me about that. If you haven't subscribed, turn on post notifications. These videos will come right to you. Again, thank you for the privilege of being able to talk to you each day. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.